Hello, and welcome to Boost English, the podcast. This podcast is for learners who want to speak English with more confidence, more calm, and more joy. I'm Tom, and I'm here to help you speak English more naturally, step by step, day by day. I speak slowly and clearly so you can listen, relax, and repeat. Now let me ask you something very important. Do you feel shy when you speak English? Do you feel nervous? Does your heart beat faster? Does your mind go blank? Maybe you know the words, but when it's time to speak, you feel scared. If that sounds like you are not alone. Millions of English learners feel the same way. And today's episode is for you. Today, we are going to talk about how to stop feeling shy when you speak English. Not by forcing yourself, not by being perfect, but by taking small, gentle steps. Before we begin, if you want daily help with your English, please subscribe to Boost English, the podcast. Now, take a breath. Relax your shoulders. Let's begin. Why shyness happens first. Let's understand something very important. Shyness is not a weakness. Shyness is not a personal problem. Shyness does not mean you are bad at English. Shyness is a reaction. It is something your brain learned to do. Your brain's main job is to protect you. It wants to keep you safe, not only from danger, but also from emotional pain. So when you feel shy speaking English, your brain is not trying to hurt you. It is trying to help you. Let's slow down and look at where this feeling comes from. Many English learners had a bad experience in the past. Maybe someone laughed at your English. Maybe it was a classmate. Maybe it was a coworker. Maybe it was even a friend. You tried to speak, you made a mistake, and someone smiled, laughed, or corrected you in a hard way. That moment stayed in your mind. Or maybe a teacher corrected you too much. Every sentence, correction. Every word, correction. No time to breathe. No time to feel comfortable. So you started to think, if I speak, I will be wrong. If I speak, I will feel stupid. If I speak, people will judge me. Or maybe a teacher embarrassed you in front of others. Maybe they said, no, that's wrong, in front of the whole class. That moment was painful. So your brain learned something. It learned, speaking English is dangerous. Speaking English brings shame. Silence is safer. Now fast forward to today. You want to speak English. You need to speak English. But when the moment comes, your heart beats faster, your throat feels tight, your mind goes blank, and your brain starts talking to you. Be careful. Don't make a mistake. Stay quiet. This is not because you are weak. This is because your brain is protecting you. This reaction is very human. Now, there is another reason shyness happens. Many learners translate in their head. They think in their native language first, then translate into English, then try to speak. This takes time. And when it takes time, you feel slow. When you feel slow, you feel nervous. When you feel nervous, you feel shy. You start to think, everyone is waiting. I'm too slow. I sound stupid. But the problem is not your intelligence. The problem is pressure. Another reason is perfection. Many learners believe this idea. If my English is not perfect, I should not speak. So they wait. They wait for better grammar, better vocabulary, better pronunciation, but perfection never comes first. Waiting creates silence. Silence creates fear. Fear creates more shyness. And then there is comparison. This one is very dangerous. You hear someone speak English better than you. Maybe a coworker. Maybe someone online. And you think, they are better than me. I will never speak like that. I should not talk. But you are comparing your beginning to someone else's middle or end. That comparison is not fair. All of this creates pressure. And pressure creates fear. Fear tightens your body. Fear tightens your voice. Fear stops your words. But now listen carefully. Here is the truth. You do not need perfect English to speak. You do not need confidence first. This is very important. Confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes after practice. Confidence is not something you wait for. Confidence is something you build. Think about a child. A child speaks with mistakes. A child speaks slowly. A child speaks incorrectly. But the child is not shy. Why? Because the child is allowed to be a learner. As adults, we forget this. We think, I must sound good. I must sound smart. I must sound correct. But learning does not work like that. Fluency grows from repetition. Confidence grows from small success, not from perfection. So if you feel shy when you speak English, please remember this. Nothing is wrong with you. Your brain learned this reaction. And anything learned can be unlearned. Slowly, gently, step by step. In the next part, I will show you how to change this feeling without forcing yourself, without pressure, and without fear. You are safe here. You are learning, and you are already doing better than you think. Change your mindset, private practice. No fear zone. Now let's talk about safe practice. This part is very important because most people think they must practice English with other people first. But that is not true. The best place to start speaking English is when you are alone. No people, no judgment, no pressure, just you and your voice. When you practice alone, your brain feels relaxed. And when your brain feels relaxed, learning becomes easier. Think about this. When you feel shy, your body reacts. Your heart beats faster. Your mind goes blank. Your mouth feels dry. That is not because your English is bad. That is because your brain thinks, this situation is dangerous. So our goal now is simple. We want to teach your brain one thing. English is safe. And the easiest way to do that is to speak English when nobody is listening. Let's start with something very simple. Talk to yourself in English. Yes, talk to yourself. This is not strange. This is not silly. This is powerful. You can do this anywhere. In the shower, while walking, while cooking, while cleaning your room, while driving, before sleeping. You don't need special time. Just use your normal life. For example, if you are in the kitchen, you can say, now I'm making tea. I'm boiling water. I'm adding sugar. Very simple sentences. If you are washing dishes, say, I'm washing the dishes. The water is hot. These plates are dirty. If you are walking outside, say, it's a nice day. I see many people. I'm walking slowly. You don't need big vocabulary. You don't need long sentences. Simple English is perfect. At first, you may feel uncomfortable. That's normal. Your brain is not used to hearing your own voice in English. So start small. You can whisper. You can speak quietly. You can even move your lips without sound. All of it counts. What matters is this: you are activating English in your brain. Every time you do this, your brain learns, nothing bad happened. I spoke English. I am safe. This is how confidence begins. Not in front of people. Not in exams. Not in meetings. Confidence begins in private. Now let me share a small secret. Many fluent speakers practiced like this. Actors talk to mirrors. Public speakers practice alone. Language learners speak to themselves. This is not a beginner trick. This is a smart learner's habit. Another powerful exercise is this: describe your day. At night, before sleeping, say, today I woke up early. I went to work. I felt tired. I ate dinner. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to remember everything. Just speak. If you don't know a word, skip it. Do not stop. Stopping creates fear. Continuing creates flow. Your goal is not correctness. Your goal is comfort. Now let's talk about mistakes. When you practice alone, mistakes are welcome. No one is listening. No one is judging. No one is correcting you. So let mistakes happen. Mistakes mean your brain is working. If you never make mistakes, you are not challenging yourself. So when you make a mistake, smile and continue. Say to yourself, it's okay. I'm learning. This one sentence is very powerful. Another great idea is repetition. Choose one simple sentence, like, "Today is a good day." Say it slowly. Say it again. Say it with a different feeling. This builds muscle memory. Your mouth, your tongue, your brain all learn to work together. Over time, speaking feels more natural. Now let's talk about consistency. You don't need 1 hour. 5 minutes is enough. 10 minutes is great. But do it every day. Daily small practice is better than long practice once a week. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't wait to feel confident to brush your teeth. You just do it. Make English a normal part of your life. No pressure. No fear. Just practice. And something amazing will happen. One day, when you speak to another person, your brain will remember, "I've done this before. I've spoken English many times. This is not new." And fear will be smaller. Not gone, but smaller. That's progress. Before we move to the next section, remember this: you do not need people to start speaking English. You need permission. Permission to be a learner. Permission to be imperfect. Permission to practice safely. So tonight or tomorrow, try this. Speak one sentence in English alone. Just one. And then another. That's how confidence is born. In the next section, we will learn how to slowly bring English from private practice to real conversations, without panic and without pressure. You are doing better than you think. Now let's change how you think. Before we change how you speak, before we work on pronunciation, before we add new vocabulary, we must first change what is happening inside your mind. Because your mindset controls your confidence. If your mind feels tight, your voice feels tight. If your mind feels calm, your voice becomes calm. So today, we begin from the inside. Let's slow down. I want you to repeat after me. Not fast, not loudly, just calmly, like you are speaking to yourself. I am learning English. Pause. Again. I am learning English. Pause. Good. Notice how this sentence feels. You are not saying, "I am bad at English." You are not saying, "I should be better." You are saying, "I am learning." Learning means progress. Learning means movement. Learning means you are not finished yet. Now the next sentence. Mistakes are part of learning. Pause. Once more. Mistakes are part of learning. Pause. This sentence is very important. Many learners say this, but inside, they do not believe it. Inside, they still think, mistakes are embarrassing. Mistakes mean I'm stupid. Mistakes mean I should stop. Today we change that story. Mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. Now the last sentence. I don't need perfect English. Pause. One more time. I don't need perfect English. Pause. Take a slow breath. These sentences sound simple, almost too simple. But simple sentences can be very powerful when you repeat them often. Many learners have a hidden rule in their mind. The rule says, I must be perfect before I speak. But this rule hurts you. So let's break it. Here is something very important that many learners forget. Native speakers make mistakes. Yes, native speakers. They forget words. They repeat themselves. They change sentences in the middle. They say, and you know. This happens every single day. Fluent speakers make mistakes too. Fluency does not mean perfect grammar. Fluency does not mean perfect pronunciation. Fluency does not mean speaking fast. Fluency means communication. If someone understands your message, even if it is simple, even if it has mistakes, you are communicating. And if you are communicating, you are already doing something right. Let me say that again because this is very important. If someone understands you, you are doing well. Many learners believe this idea. I must speak perfectly before I speak confidently. But this idea is wrong. Confidence does not come first. Confidence comes after action. Think about riding a bicycle. First, you feel scared. You fall. You feel uncomfortable. You do not feel confident. But you do not stop. You practice again. And slowly, your balance improves. Your fear becomes smaller. Your confidence grows. Speaking English works the same way. You speak first. Confidence comes later. Another mistake many learners make is listening too much to their inner voice. That voice is very loud. It says, "That sounded bad. You made a mistake. People noticed. You should stop talking." But that voice is not a teacher. That voice is fear. Fear wants to keep you quiet because quiet feels safe. From today, when that voice speaks, you do not fight it. You do not argue. You gently answer. You say, "Thank you, but I'm learning." This answer is calm. This answer is kind. This answer gives you permission to continue. Remember, you are not trying to be perfect. You are trying to improve. Now let's talk about a very powerful sentence. I allow myself to be a learner. Say it with me. I allow myself to be a learner. Pause again. I allow myself to be a learner. Pause. When you say this sentence, something changes inside. A learner is allowed to make mistakes. A learner is allowed to speak slowly. A learner is allowed to ask questions. A learner is allowed to repeat sentences. A learner is not judged. A learner is growing. When you allow yourself to be a learner, pressure becomes lighter. And when pressure goes down, fear goes down. Now remember something very important. You learned your first language this way. You listened. You tried. You made mistakes. You did not study grammar first. You did not wait to be perfect. You spoke. People understood you. And you continued. English is not different. Your brain already knows how to learn language. You just need to trust the process. From today, change your self-talk. Instead of saying, "My English is bad," say, "My English is improving." Instead of saying, "I'm shy," say, "I'm practicing." These small changes in words create big changes in feeling. Remember this, fluency is not a destination. Fluency is a journey. Every sentence you speak, every word you try, moves you forward. You are not behind. You are not slow. You are on your own path. And that path is enough. In the next section, I will show you how to practice speaking without fear, without people, and without pressure. But for now, remember this, you are a learner. And learners are brave. Not because they are perfect, but because they continue. Small speaking steps. Now we move to the next step. This step is very important, but it is also very gentle. We are not jumping into long conversations. We are not speaking about difficult topics. We are not trying to impress anyone. We are taking small real-life speaking steps. Very small. Think of this like learning to swim. You don't jump into the deep water first. You put one foot in, then the other. Speaking English works the same way. So let's start with one sentence. Only one. That is enough. For example, hello. That's it. You don't need to say more. A greeting is already speaking. Another simple sentence. I'm learning English. This sentence is powerful. Why? Because it explains everything. If you make a mistake, it's okay. If you speak slowly, it's okay. You already told the truth. You are learning. Another very useful sentence. Can you repeat, please? This sentence removes pressure. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to respond fast. You can ask for help. And asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Now here is something very important. Use the same sentences every day. Yes, the same ones. Many learners think, I need new sentences every time. No. Repetition is your friend. When you repeat the same sentences, your brain feels safe. Your mouth knows what to say. Your tongue moves more easily. Your heart feels calmer. This is how confidence grows. Confidence does not come from new words. Confidence comes from familiar words. So choose 3 to 5 sentences. Only a few. For example, hello, I'm learning English. Can you repeat, please? Sorry, I'm practicing my English. These sentences are enough. Use them with a shopkeeper. Use them with a classmate. Use them with a colleague. Use them online. One sentence is success. If you say just one sentence, you win. Now let's talk about fear. Fear often comes from this thought, what if I don't know what to say next? But when you plan small steps, there is no next. You say your sentence, and you stop. That's okay. Silence is not a problem. Silence is normal. Native speakers are silent too. You are not failing if you stop talking. You are practicing. Another mistake learners make is this. They wait to feel brave. They think, one day I will wake up confident. But confidence does not work like that. You don't need courage. You need habits. Small habits. Daily habits. When you say hello every day, your brain learns, this is normal. When something feels normal, fear disappears. So don't ask yourself, am I confident today? Ask yourself, did I practice one sentence today? That's it. That's enough. Let me share something important. Most people are not judging you. They are busy. They are thinking about their own lives. And many people respect learners. When someone hears, I'm learning English, they usually think, oh, good for you. Not, oh, your English is bad. Your fear is louder than reality. Now let's make this even easier. You can create speaking routines. For example, every morning, say hello to one person. Every afternoon, say one English sentence. Every night, repeat your sentences at home. Routine removes thinking. When you don't think, fear has no space. Another helpful idea is this. Smile when you speak. Even if you feel nervous. Smiling sends a message to your brain. This is safe. Your body and your mind are connected. A small smile can reduce fear. Now let me say this clearly. You are not trying to be fluent today. You are trying to be brave in small ways. And small bravery is still bravery. One sentence today. One sentence tomorrow. After some time, 2 sentences will feel easy. Then 3. Then a short conversation. But you don't rush. You trust the process. Remember this sentence. I don't need courage. I need habits. Say it again. I don't need courage. I need habits. This mindset changes everything. Before we move on, I want you to remember, you are allowed to speak simply. You are allowed to repeat. You are allowed to stop. You are learning. And learning happens one step at a time. In the next section, we will talk about what to do when fear suddenly appears in the middle of speaking and how to calm yourself in that moment. You are doing something powerful. Keep going. Shadowing for confidence real-life English without pressure. Now it's time to gently bring English into your daily life. Not as a subject, not as homework, but as something natural, something light. You do not need a teacher for this part. You do not need a classroom. You do not need to sit at a desk. You live your life, and English walks with you, little by little. Let's start with something very simple. Change your phone language to English. At first, this may feel uncomfortable. You may think, what if I don't understand? That feeling is okay. You already understand more than you think. Words like settings, messages, battery, notifications, you see them every day. Your brain learns without effort. You are not studying. You are noticing. This is powerful learning. Now the next habit. Write short notes in English. Not long paragraphs. Not perfect sentences. Just small notes. For example, buy milk. Call my friend. Meeting at 5. You already write notes in your life. Now you just change the language. This tells your brain, English is useful. And when something feels useful, your brain pays attention. You can write notes on your phone, on paper, anywhere. It does not matter. What matters is repetition. Now let's talk about a very powerful habit. Record a 1-minute voice message every day. Only 1 minute. That's it. You can talk about anything. What you did today. How you feel. What you plan to do tomorrow. For example, today was a busy day. I worked a lot. I feel tired, but happy. This practice is private. No one listens. No one judges. You are speaking for yourself. This is very important. When you hear your own voice in English, something changes. English becomes your language, not just something you hear, something you use. Now here is something important. Do not listen to your recording too critically. Do not say, "That sounds bad." Instead say, "That is progress." Every recording is a step forward. Now let's talk about pressure. Pressure comes when you try to do too much. So we do the opposite. We do small things every day. When English becomes part of your routine, your fear slowly disappears. You stop asking, "Am I good enough?" And you start thinking, "This is normal." Normal is powerful. Now here is another gentle idea. Label things around you in English. Door, window, table, chair. You do not need to memorize. Just see the words. Your brain connects English to real life. This is how children learn language. Without stress, without tests. Now let me say something important. You do not need to understand everything. Understanding will grow naturally. First, you build comfort. Comfort creates confidence. Confidence opens your voice. Another helpful habit is this: think in simple English. Not full conversations, just small thoughts. For example, "I'm hungry. I'm tired. I need water." These thoughts are easy. They happen naturally, and they train your brain to switch to English. Now let's talk about consistency. Consistency is more important than intensity. 5 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a week. Your brain loves routine. Routine feels safe, and safety removes fear. Now remember this. You do not need permission to use English. You do not need to wait. English is not only for classrooms or exams. English is a tool you can use today, even now, little by little. One note, one recording, one setting change. These small actions create a big change. And one day you will notice something. You will speak English without thinking too much, without fear, without pressure. Not because you forced it, but because you lived with it. Before we move to the final part, remember this: English is not something outside of you. It becomes part of you when you use it gently every day. In the final section, we will bring everything together and remind you how far you have come. You are doing great. Keep going. Now we move to a very powerful technique. This technique helps you feel confident before you feel confident. It is called shadowing. Shadowing is simple. You listen, and you repeat. That's it. You do not stop. You do not think. You do not translate. You just follow the sound. Like a shadow. When you shadow, your brain is busy copying. And when your brain is busy copying, fear becomes quiet. This is why shadowing works so well for confidence. Now let's slow down and practice together. Get comfortable. Sit back. Relax your shoulders. Take a gentle breath. Remember, this is practice, not a test. I will say a sentence. You repeat after me. Ready? I'm learning English every day. Pause. Again. I'm learning English every day. Pause. Very good. Now the next sentence. I don't need to be perfect. Pause. Once more. I don't need to be perfect. Pause. Excellent. Now the last one. I'm becoming more confident. Pause. Again. I'm becoming more confident. Pause. Good. Now stop for a moment. Notice something. When you repeated the sentence, you were not afraid. You were not thinking about grammar. You were not worried about mistakes. You were just speaking. This is the magic of shadowing. Shadowing turns speaking into a physical action, not a mental problem. Your mouth moves. Your ears listen. Your brain follows. There is no space for fear. Now let's talk about why shadowing builds confidence. Confidence comes from familiar sounds. When English sounds feel familiar, your body relaxes. When your body relaxes, your voice becomes clearer. And when your voice becomes clearer, you feel more confident. This is very important. Sound creates feeling. If English sounds difficult and strange, you feel nervous. If English sounds familiar and smooth, you feel calm. Shadowing changes how English sounds to you. Now let's talk about how to practice shadowing at home. You do not need long sessions. 5 minutes is enough. Yes, just 5 minutes. Choose something simple. A short podcast clip. A slow video. Even this episode. Listen with headphones if you can. Play one sentence. Repeat immediately. Do not wait. Do not pause too long. Your voice should follow the speaker. If you make a mistake, continue. Do not stop. Stopping brings thinking. Thinking brings fear. Flow brings confidence. Another important tip. Do not try to speak loudly. Speak naturally. Even quietly. This is not about volume. This is about rhythm and sound. Now here is something many learners do wrong. They try to repeat perfectly. You do not need perfection. You need connection. Connect your voice to the sound. That is all. If your pronunciation is not perfect, it will improve naturally. Your mouth learns by moving, just like a muscle. Now let me say this clearly. Shadowing is not about understanding every word. Understanding will come later. First, you build comfort. First, you build confidence. Understanding follows confidence. Not the other way around. Now let's do one more gentle practice. Repeat after me slowly. I allow myself to learn. Pause. Again. I allow myself to learn. Pause. Good. Notice how your voice feels. A little calmer. A little stronger. This is progress. Even small progress is real progress. Now imagine doing this every day. 5 minutes in the morning. 5 minutes at night. After 1 week, English sounds more familiar. After 1 month, your mouth moves more easily. After some time, speaking feels normal. Not scary. Normal. And when something feels normal, confidence appears naturally. You do not force it. You allow it. One more important thing. Shadowing is private practice. No one hears you. No one judges you. This makes it safe. And safety is the foundation of confidence. So remember this. When you want to feel confident speaking English, do not push yourself into fear. Prepare yourself with shadowing. Let your voice get used to English. Let your ears guide your mouth. Before we move on, remember these key ideas. Shadowing is listening and repeating. No thinking. No translating. 5 minutes is enough. Daily practice is powerful. Sound creates feeling. Familiar sound creates confidence. In the next section, we will talk about what to do when you feel shy in front of people and how to stay calm in real conversations. For now, be proud. You are practicing. You are improving. And you are becoming more confident, one sentence at a time. Now, let's take a moment to reflect. Before we finish today, I want to ask you something very important. What makes you shy when you speak English? Is it mistakes? Is it pronunciation? Is it fear of people listening to you? Or maybe it's something else. Take a moment in your mind and think about it. Really notice what comes up. This is not about judgment. This is about understanding yourself. Because when you know the reason for your shyness, you can begin to work with it. You can begin to make it smaller. You can begin to take control. Now I have a little challenge for you. I want you to write your answer in the comments below. Yes, right now. Even a short note is enough. I feel shy because of mistakes. I feel shy because I speak slowly. I feel shy because people judge me. It doesn't matter what it is. Just notice it and write it. Why is this important? Because sharing your experience takes power away from fear. When you put your thoughts into words, you start seeing them clearly. And when you see them clearly, you can begin to change them. Next question for you. What small step will you take today? It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's 5 minutes of shadowing. Maybe it's saying one sentence aloud. Maybe it's changing your phone to English. Maybe it's writing one note in English. Whatever it is, write it in the comments. You can even tell me, today I will say one sentence aloud. Today I will practice shadowing for 5 minutes. I read every single message. I see your progress, and I cheer for every small step you take. Now I want you to really hear this. If this episode helped you, please subscribe to Boost English, the podcast. Why subscribe? Because every week we bring calm, simple, and practical English practice. Every episode is designed to help you speak clearly, feel confident, and take small steps that create real progress. You don't need hours of study. You don't need perfect English. You just need a small habit repeated every day. And by subscribing, you remind yourself every day, English is part of your life. You are allowed to be a learner. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to improve at your own pace. Now, take a slow breath with me. Inhale, exhale. Say quietly to yourself, I am learning. I am improving. I am doing better than I think. Feel these words. Let them sink in. Let them guide you. You are not behind anyone. You are not too slow. You are moving forward one small step at a time. And that is real progress. Remember, confidence does not appear instantly. It grows. It grows with each small action, each sentence you speak, each note you write, each recording you make, each shadowing practice. It grows when you let go of fear, when you allow yourself to be a learner, and when you live with English every day. So, take this feeling with you. Take the calm, take the confidence, and take the power of small steps. And remember, you are not alone. Thousands of learners listen to Boost English, the podcast. We are all learning together. We are all improving together. And we are all brave together. Now it's your turn. Think again. What makes you shy? And what small step will you take today? Write it in the comments. Your answer matters. Your progress matters. And your journey matters. And if this episode helped you, please subscribe to Boost English, the podcast. Because you deserve calm English. You deserve clear speaking. You deserve real confidence. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking one more step toward speaking English freely. And most importantly, remember, you are learning. You are improving. You are doing better than you think. See you in the next episode. Until then, keep speaking. Keep practicing. Keep growing. Because every small step you take is a step toward confident English. And that step is enough.